Ladies and gentlemen, this is Metagetics, and welcome back to another review on Dragon Ball Super. This time we'll be covering episode 100, and it's definitely a milestone in animes in general, just getting this far along. Most animes try to keep around the 50 episode benchmark if they actually make it that far. But just the fact that we got into episode 100 and we show no signs of stopping, mainly because we're in the middle of an arc right now that I don't see it ending anytime soon. Dragon Ball Super is just getting more and more rich in lore, and I'm loving every moment of it. We kind of continue from last episode where Krillin got eliminated, and it kind of, I don't know, it kind of bothered me because they reaffirmed the fact that Krillin got eliminated, and Android 17 states that, oh, well, what a waste, he kind of got eliminated, that's pretty weak. And even though Krillin, he saved 18 from getting eliminated herself, he took out a few people. He showed much more much more fighting prowess than we've seen from him in the last, all the episodes of Super. Basically, this is the most we've seen from Krillin last week. And she just said, "Oh, you call yourself my husband?" That that kind of bothered me a little bit. I don't know if it's just because I'm a bit of a closet Krillin fanboy. Still, for him to save her and act and perform the way he did, and her say, "Oh, you're my husband," that's kind of embarrassing, or that's weak. That kind of seemed pretty weak. But moving on, we get back over to Beerus and Champa. They're kind of going back and forth. Beerus is still pretty pissed about Krillin getting eliminated, but he's moving on. And Goku he gets called out by Caulifla and Kale. And they kind of start squaring off, and she's like, "I'll show you my power, but first I want you to show me your power." And she's talking about, of course, Super Saiyan Blue. And he says, "Well, I don't think you're ready for Blue. Maybe you should go for this instead." And he shows her Super Saiyan 2. Now, before he does that, she does go to Super Saiyan, and she goes to the Super Saiyan Grade 2, the bulked up version that Trunks had when he fought Cell. The same version or same transformation where you gain significant power and you bulk up almost like a Broly lookalike, but you lose so much speed that it's easy for your opponent to not predict your moves, but basically avoid attacks and knock you on your ass. Excuse my language. So she comes at him. He kind of deflects her and knocks her off. And he's like, "Look, the problem with that form is you lose speed." He basically told her the problem with it. He goes, "Instead, focus on this," and he goes Super Saiyan 2. She loses her mind. I like Caulifla, I really do, but I don't in some regards because it's almost like she's basically a gold digger, but instead of money, she just kind of jumps to the next power player. And she gets all googly eyed over him. She goes, "Can you please teach me? Teach me." And he's like, "Okay." And she's like, "Is it kind of that tingling sensation in your back?" And that's how she describes Super Saiyan. He goes, "Yeah, it's just like that, but you got to kind of put more into it." So she proclaims that she got to that form once, but she didn't know how to get back to it. So after him telling her how to do it, she does her transformation and she goes SS Blue, not Blue, but she goes 2 just like that. And I know a lot of people are upset about the fact that she's getting transformations so easily and she's not really earning them. But just playing devil's advocate, I feel like she has all the required power. But up until recently, all the Saiyans in Universe 6, they were not aware of the Super Saiyan transformation. So their base forms are far superior in power than we gave them credit for. At least now, they're able to channel that power from their base form into these transformations. So yes, she's gaining transformations quickly and faster than I would be comfortable with, but it still makes sense in a way why she's gaining these transformations without doing so much training. Her body has the training and the power. It's just now she's learning how to focus that energy or focus that power. That's my take on it. That's how I can kind of accept these things without it kind of rubbing me the wrong way. Just on a side note, switching away from Goku and Caulifla because the main focus on this episode is back to Goku for the most part. We don't see Frieza at all. We don't see Frost after he eliminated Krillin. The episode jumps over to Gohan's group. Gohan, Tien, Master Roshi, and Piccolo. And they're kind of bummed out that Krillin got eliminated, but they're staying focused and they're staying together. So I think that's the best play for them. I think we'll probably get some more attention on them maybe in 2 or 3 episodes. But going back over, besides Goku, we do have a little bit of Vegeta. He is facing off with Vegeta with Botamo on his shoulders, covering his ears to prevent insults. And Vegeta is a little on his heels because he can't plant a good attack. So these guys are coming at him and they kind of knock him back through some smoke. And he's down on his knees, but he's getting back up. And then all of a sudden, Kaba calls out Vegeta. He goes, "Hey, Master, time for you to go down." And he goes Super Saiyan. So now Vegeta has to worry about Kaba as well as Vegeta and Botamo. So it does seem like Universe 6 is ganging up on Universe 7 in certain regards. Looks like Gohan's group is being left alone for the most part, and those single fighters kind of being targeted, which it makes sense why they're doing that because it's a good strategy. Goku's getting focused down, Vegeta's getting focused down, Vegeta gets rocked here and there. He's okay for the most part. And then we get to the main event of the episode. We go over and Goku and Caulifla, they're sparring basically. They're fighting back and forth. Beerus yells at Goku for messing around, but he goes, "Hey, it's a long fight. Relax." And he's basically, kind of teaching Caulifla, the way to gain all this power. And he even says, if you keep up at this rate, you might even hit Super Saiyan 3 in this fight or in this tournament. And her mind's blown because she can't imagine there being another form past 2 because she's just got 1. So she's just getting used to Super Saiyan 1. And then she now can turn Super Saiyan 2. And then he tells her there's a Super Saiyan 3. Although he doesn't really tell her that it's a big drain on the body. I doubt we'll see it because she'll probably go blue before that, realistically. I mean, Vegeta never went 3, even though I'm sure he could if he wanted to. It's just at this point, it's more of a hit to your stamina and body or your reservations or your reserves than it's worth even going. So it's not worth the extra step. While they're fighting, while they're sparring, Kale, she shoots a blast at Goku. He deflects. He goes, "Hey, can you not bother us?" And then Kale, she's so timid. She gets her feelings hurt so easily. She kind of looks over at Caulifla and she's like, "I'm not a bother, am I?" And Caulifla doesn't really answer her, and they go back to sparring. Now, of course, this is what gets under her skin. And she starts getting angry for Goku taking Caulifla away from her. And she starts getting very jealous. Now, this is where I can say, if you've not seen the Broly movie, this is basically all you need to see to experience most of the fights. Because she starts losing her cool. She starts transforming. Kale does. The screen changes colors the same way Broly transformed. It's no way denying that she's basically the anime's version of Broly, since they can't have Broly himself. This is the next best thing, and to be honest with you, she's a hell of a lot more frightening than Broly ever was. She transforms, and she comes in, and she starts going ham on Goku. I mean, she's hitting him. He's trying to deflect and knock her off, but she's grabbing him by the face. She's plowing his body through the ground. She's just manhandling Goku left and right. And even Vegeta's like, "That's a monster. What's going on?" And Kaba explains to Vegeta that that's her ultimate transformation. Vegeta tries to warn Goku. Goku's not really hearing him too much because Goku's getting plastered right now. And he gets knocked into this stone pillar, or this big stone, this rock. And he then goes blue. He knocks all the smoke away. He goes, "Okay, I'm letting the power out." He's basically saying he's dropping the hammer. He starts charging this big Kamehameha wave. He goes, Kamehamehas are charging it. And once he releases, she's walking straight at him like she don't give a damn. And he releases this thing full force, full blast. I don't know how much power he's put into it, but he's definitely laying heavy into his attack. And it hits her, and she tanks it like it's nothing. Just like Broly did the same thing to Goku's Kamehameha wave in the Broly movie. I mean, she's walking to him through his SS Blue Kamehameha wave. Personally, I kind of cringe a little bit because the fact that she has this much power is going to do nothing but fuel the fires of Broly fanboys. I get that. It's almost like Toei is doing it just to spite us. But I mean, I can have fun with it as long as they don't develop it more than that, and they don't kind of try and make it any more than what they already did. She tanks. She walks up. She grabs Goku by the face and she holds him. She holds him up, and Gohan's like, he's in trouble. And Piccolo's like, hold on, something's happening. And it's like Kale starts smoking in her Broly form, and she drops Goku, and she jumps. She kind of powers up, and this pillar kind of lifts her up off the ground. And it's like it happens from her power up. And Piccolo explains that she cannot control her power. Her power is, and dare I say, overflowing. That's a little joke throwback to the Broly movie. But she starts charging up, and all these giant green ki blasts starts flying out from her. Basically, her power spilling out. And it's hitting some people. The arena's getting destroyed. Smoke's flying everywhere. A few people actually get eliminated from her just blow off of power. And all the Pride Troopers say she's a threat. Even with just her voice, she's causing damage. And at this point, Jiren, he steps up and he's like, I'll take care of this. And he goes up and he hits her right before she gets to Goku again. And she flies off into the distance with his ki blast that he unleashed on her. And he kind of motions it up, and then he just turns around, 80s, 90s action movie style, because the cool guy never looks at the explosion, and he says, it's over. And as soon as he says that, the entire screen explodes in a bright orange light. And here comes Kale's body. She's gone back to base form. She's knocked out. Her hair's loose. And she's flying like a dead drop straight to the ring. That's where Caulifla catches her and starts tying her hair up. And Goku's like, hey. And he's talking to Jiren. He goes, hey. He kind of almost like, hey, you remember me? And he looks over. And at this point, and Hit is there. Hit's been there the whole episode. He's not been fighting. But he did catch Caulifla when she got knocked back towards the edge. And he saved her. Besides that, he had one short little scene where he was fighting that one robot that was spinning around with his arms trying to eliminate everybody. And he knocked him out. And besides knocking that one guy out and saving Caulifla, he didn't have a lot of... he didn't really do anything else in the episode. He basically said, okay, it's time for us to go. I mean, he notices that Jiren is focused on Goku. So Caulifla grabs an unconscious Kale. She jumps out into the smoke. Hit follows. And it's Goku versus Jiren. They're squaring off. And it's going to be good, but I'm telling you, Jiren is no joke. Because Goku is doing blasts, hits, kicks on Kale in her Broly form, no effect whatsoever. Jiren just hit her once, not powering up, he just hit her once and knocked her out. So, I don't think Goku is ready for what Jiren has, unless Goku has some other transformation up his sleeve, which it wouldn't surprise me. At this point, with the difference in power, with him going blue against Kale and not being able to take her on, and Jiren knocking her out without even trying, if Goku does not have another transformation or something else up his sleeve, then I don't see how he can pull one out of his. I don't see how he can win this. Either way, I thought this was a great episode 100 to mark a great milestone to the series. I had a lot of fun with it. Next preview episode shows a little more focus on the Pride Troopers themselves, not so much Jiren, but all the other members. You see, I forgot his name, but it's the basically their commander. He's squaring off with Vegeta, and I hate that I forgot his name. I'll probably remember his name right after I get done recording this, but it has something to do with like some kind of salad. I forgot, but he's squaring off with Vegeta. He's giving some trouble to some of the fighters. He's not as much of a joke as we may have thought he was, because last action we saw him in was he was saving like a cat from a rafter or something back before the tournament started. So we're going to see some more action with the Pride Troopers. That'll be fun to see. A little break from this constant Goku-Vegeta action. Although still, this is going from Goku to Vegeta for the most part. We'll see. I see there's probably some action with Android 17 as well. Pretty good episode. This is the first time we had an end of the episode where it didn't dictate how much time was left in the tournament, so we don't know how much time action went by this time. They're probably going to try and just ease off of that and not focus so much on how much time went by, which I agree with that. The animation, some scenes were a little wonky with Goku talking to Caulifla, or Goku talking here and there. You can tell the best artists were not focused on, or the artist or the animation was not so focused on the dialogue so much as some of the fight scenes and more of just the Broly scene, so the Broly moments. It's almost like one team worked on all the Broly stuff or the Kale transformation stuff, and a completely other team did all the dialogue points. That's what it seemed like. It didn't bother me. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't like episode 5 bad. But either way, just moving on. That's just picking something. That's the nitpicking. So I had a great time. I thought it was a great episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've not seen it, please do yourself a favor and go check it out. I'm going to go watch it probably a couple more times in the next day or two just to let it sink in. It was a lot of fun. Great time. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and leave a like. Drop a comment below on what you thought of the episode, what you think's going to happen going forward. And who do you think's next? Who do you think the next person from Universe 7 to be eliminated is going to be? I threw a quick poll on my Twitter. If you guys want to go check that out or participate, that'd be great. I'd love to talk to you guys there. But or leave a comment down below. Either way, thank you for joining me. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you wouldn't mind, and catch me. I do a lot of reviews. I'll be doing some more coverage on Boruto as well as some more Let's Plays on some random games here and there. So again, thank you for joining me here on this review of Dragon Ball Super episode 100 for the looks like it's the second last week in July. Either way, great time. Thank you again for joining me, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.